everyone. I'm here in the site of this very big, powerful painting by Adii. The title of the painting is A Legacy of Resistance. Are you really listening? So Adii come from Sentani, one of the area close to the Sentani Lake in West Papua. And she's very young, I think now 27 years old. And she also a member of a very progressive young collective from Papua. It's called Udeido Collective. So I've been working with Udeido Collective for a while. They were established in 2019, and then I worked with them in the last 4 years, particularly when they participate in the Sharjah Biennial in 2021. When I started to talk to her, when I invite her to be part of Sharjah Biennial 16, I'm mentioning to her that for me it is interesting to somehow connecting the history of Papua, and especially the practice of Mama or the women of Papua with the situation of the Sharjah arts area, which is very much located in the market. So we discuss about the possibility to think of the comparison or the sharing stories about market. For Papuan people, food culture is much more than nutrition intakes. It is the stories and connection to ancestors. Betty depicts in the painting lots of symbolism and local cosmologies and folklore. Plants and animals share stories, myths and encounters with humans in the distant and near past. In the top of the painting, we see the symbol of life from the wood carving tradition in Asmat tribe in Papua that symbolize hope of a better life, given the historical facts that Papuan society has been suffering from repression and violence, traumatic experience from injustice policies of Indonesian government. The other important part, so you see also the symbol of money here. So I think Betty want to look at the relationship or the power relationship between the central government in Jakarta and what had been done to the Papuan people. So the people with the suits and the money came to Papua, and then they started to build many different infrastructure, but at the same time also those developments and those growth somehow kind of like erasing or damaging, destroy the ecosystem of Papua ecology. In 2023, Indonesian President Jokowi's administration announced a food production program of 2 million hectares in the south of Papua, focused on rice and sugarcane plantations, leading to a massive land grabbing and rights violations of indigenous people. Most significantly, the conversion of forest landscape to monocrop plantations and the substitutions of forest-based food system with the processed commodities have provoked deforestation, growing malnutrition, and food insecurity that will be the biggest threat of Papuan people. The central government decided, or they introduced this program called Food Estate Papua, with the idea that the land of Papua will be the center of the farming that could also help to provide the food for the whole Indonesian people. But the local people, mostly the people around the area that will be centered for the program, in the area of Merauke, in the south part of Papua, they refused this idea, and then there was like continuously big movement from the indigenous communities in Papua to defend their land. And one of the leader of the community that so much involved in the movement to protect their land is Mama Yasinta. So this is, you can see the figures of Mama Jacinta in the center of the bottom part of the painting here. So Mama Jacinta has been involved in the movement in the last 2 years, and she also went to many different places, to Jayapura or to Jakarta as well, to get the attention from the central government about their voice. So one of the most memorable moment or action that they did when all this indigenous community, the leaders of indigenous community, came to Jakarta to express their struggle, some of them came and they did the dance in front of the presidential palace in Jakarta. So this is the dance also to connect with the ancestor spirit, to show the people in Indonesia how for the Papuan people the forest is very much the center of their life. So when you cut the forest, when this deforestation became bigger, they lost the whole life, because it's not only about you lost the trees, but you lost all the life that really much central to the people there. So inside the forest, you have the spirit, you have the history, you have the nature. The story of Mama Jacinta continues. We can expand also this story of women's role in the indigenous community, either in West Papua or in the larger part of Indonesia. Many of the resistance stories, many of the struggle to protect the land, led by very strong women in many different communities. So I think it is now it's like a tribute for all these women that Betty also invited them to collaborate, or also she wanted to give the space for the existence of and the story, the history of these mamas. So we have some barkcloth painting also inside the venue of the exhibition, inside the Betty Adii's room. And barkcloth is one of important symbol for cultural history, cultural identity in Papua. So you see, this is made of the bark of the tree from the trunk, and then the people, like mostly now women, made the painting with different symbols from their community, from their tribe, over on the top of the barkcloth. In the past, barkcloth itself is part of the clothing culture in Papua. So usually they have a very meaningful symbol in each of the cloth, and then each of the symbol being worn by like the leader of the community, or the women, or the people who has the power. So it really became part of the rituals, part of the social order and the social system in Papua. In this exhibition, I also invited Septina Layan to work with Betty and respond to the issue of this loss of forest and the survival and resistance of Mama Papua. In the space, there is her sound piece combining Papuan songs and electronic music she composed from various soundscapes. She herself, coming from Merauke, the region in the South Papua, has been working on documenting laments from different communities in South Papua, mourning to the lost connection to the ancestors when we lost trees, water, and rivers.